Do you dream of fairies and princesses? Then you've come to the right place. Welcome to Disney Coast to Coast.
Hey folks, and welcome to Disney Coast to Coast, the ultimate unofficial Disney fan podcast. I'm Jeff DePauli, and welcome to the House of Mouse headlines for the week of November 29th, 2020, brought to you by laughingplace.com, your up-to-date resource for the latest Disney news every day of the week. In this week's news, a well-deserved retirement for a famed Imagineer, Avengers Campus items coming to downtown Disney, a new option for obtaining your Disney merch, and more, so let's get to it.
Here are the latest news from the Walt Disney Company in today's House of Mouse headlines.
First up this week, beloved Imagineer Joe ROHDE has announced that he will be retiring from the Walt Disney Company effective January 4th of next year. ROHDE began his career at Walt Disney Imagineering in 1980, working on Epcot's World Showcase pavilions, specifically Mexico and later Norway. However, he is perhaps best known for serving as lead designer for Disney's Animal Kingdom, well, that and his unique earring collection. Plus my favorite work of his, Aulani, a Disney resort and spa in Hawaii. Most recently, he was working on the Lighthouse Point project, which will be an exclusive destination for the Disney Cruise Line. In an Instagram post regarding his decision, ROHDE explained, "I'm very glad to have had that opportunity, and proud of the work that has been done, not just by me, but by all my fellow Imagineers, and especially those who worked by my side over the decades. But 40 years is a long time, and this strange quiet time seems like a great opportunity to slip away without too much disruption. If I wait, I will once again be in the middle of another huge project, and by the time that is done, I would truly be old." Meanwhile, Walt Disney Imagineering president Bob Weiss wrote, "Today, Joe announced his plans to retire from the company. And while I respect and accept his decision, I know he will remain part of our Imagineering family, a mentor to our current and future generation, and certainly the best example to our worldwide audience of what it is to be an Imagineer." End quote. This one was a true shocker, folks. For some reason, Joe ROHDE felt like this presence at Walt Disney Imagineering that would always be there. 40 years is a long time, and I truly hope he's the one who made this decision, and that it isn't part of a plan to peacefully remove a high-paid cast member during this time of massive layoffs. I would be truly sad if I ever found out that he didn't leave on his own terms. Us Disney Parks fans owe so much to Joe ROHDE, and he will be missed, but I look very forward to see what he'll be doing next. In the meantime, get that Disney Legends Award polished and ready for him. When it was announced that Disneyland Paris would once again be closing due to lockdown measures in France, the resort said it had hoped to reopen for the holiday season. Unfortunately, that will no longer be happening, as the resort says that the latest government measures announced for France do not allow us to deliver the Disneyland Paris experience. Instead, the parks are scheduled to remain closed through February 12th. Tickets dated for the closure window will be automatically canceled and refunded, while annual passes will be extended by the number of days of the resort's temporary closure. Following the reopening of Buena Vista Street as an extension of downtown Disney, guests visiting the Disneyland Resort can now make reservations for alfresco dining at Carthay Circle Lounge. Bookings for this outdoor dining experience can now be made via Disneyland.com or through the Disneyland app. Of course, given the popularity of the reopened venue, nabbing a table may prove to be a bit difficult. If that's the case, it should be noted that options in downtown Disney remain open, along with Award Wieners and Smoke Jumpers Grill in Disney California Adventure. While Avengers Campus had originally planned to open to guests on July 18th of this year, that obviously didn't end up happening. However, one of the exclusive items that was to be available in the land will make its way to downtown Disney in time for the holiday season. The Spider-Bot will be sold at both World of Disney and Disneyland Resort Backlot Premier Shop beginning December 4th. This remote-controlled toy can crawl backward and forward, crouch, spin 360 degrees, and even battle opponents with programmed combat and defensive abilities. Ahead of the big debut, annual pass holders will get an exclusive opportunity to pick up their Spider-Bot early during a special upcoming limited quantity presale event in downtown Disney District from November 30th through December 3rd, which will also feature additional Avengers Campus merchandise. As for the land itself, we'll likely have to wait until 2021 for more info on a possible opening date. If all goes well, those visiting Walt Disney World who wish to explore more of Florida will have a new option for doing so. This week, Brightline announced that it had entered into an agreement with Disney to build a train station at Disney Springs. The stop would be part of Brightline's expansion that would attach Walt Disney World to cities such as Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and West Palm Beach, as well as the Orlando International Airport. However, it's important to note that this agreement between Brightline and Disney is conditioned upon Brightline's satisfaction of certain obligations, including obtaining all necessary government approvals. In other words, maybe don't get your hopes up just yet. That said, Brightline's expansion that will run from West Palm Beach to the Orlando International Airport is still on track to be completed in 2022. Those needing a Disney merch fix but who don't feel like heading out to the mall or waiting for a Shop Disney shipment may now have a new option. Now, Disney Store is partnering with the popular app Instacart to offer same-day delivery in select areas. If you're unfamiliar with Instacart, the service typically allows you to order groceries that are then delivered to your door. The concept is similar for Disney Store orders, as you can browse items in the app, fill your bag, and then schedule an available delivery window. The first thing to note, there are fees associated with the Instacart service, including a fee for the reusable bag your order will be delivered in. Additionally, for Disney Visa cardholders, you may not enjoy all of the benefits you receive when shopping at a Disney Store location if you order using Instacart. Despite these drawbacks, it's always nice to have options during the holiday season, not to mention during a pandemic. Disneyland fans may remember the Toy Story Zoetrope that resided in the animation building at Disney California Adventure. Featuring dozens of sculpted models, when this machine would spin and add strobing lights, the figures magically came to life while showing off some of the key principles of animation. Now it's been announced that the Zoetrope will have a new home at the upcoming Academy Museum of Motion Pictures. The art piece was originally created by Pixar artists for the Museum of Modern Art in New York City to commemorate Pixar's 20th anniversary and began its public viewings in 2005. It's also previously appeared in the Walt Disney Studios Park at Disneyland Paris. You can see the Toy Story Zoetrope for yourself once again when the Academy Museum of Motion Pictures opens in LA next year. A couple of weeks ago, Disney Parks fans were delighted when toys inspired by Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway and other Walt Disney World attractions debuted at McDonald's. However, there seems to have been a hiccup with the Happy Meal toys, or more accurately, with the paper insert that was included with them. According to reports, the QR code featured on a slip that promoted a contest was meant to be scanned using the McDonald's app. However, if this wasn't done correctly, users would be sent elsewhere. As a result, the restaurants have recalled the toys, leading locations to temporarily hand out other options. Hopefully by the time you hear this, the issue will be resolved, but just be aware if you're looking to collect these Happy Meal toys. Disney's world-famous El Capitan Theater in Hollywood has expanded its Concessions to Go program to include non-food bundles that can now be shipped to your home. Branded as Winter Cheer Bundles, these new offerings are available for shipping anywhere within the continental United States via UPS Ground. Some of these options include the Sven's Thank You Bundle with a Sven's Sipper Cup and Olaf Gives Thanks hardcover book, the Mickey Jingle Bundle with a Mickey Mouse Green Jingle Ball Slipper and Jingle Bell Cube, an a la carte Mickey balloon container, and more. Be aware that, in addition to the stated prices, there is a $3 transaction fee per order in addition to the shipping rates that start at $7. For more information, visit elcapitantheater.com. And finally, Taylor Swift and Disney Plus had a special surprise for fans this week. On Tuesday, the pop icon announced that a new film titled Folklore: The Long Pond Studio Sessions would be available to stream on the platform starting at midnight Wednesday. The movie features Swift alongside collaborators Aaron Dessner and Jack Antonoff performing all 17 songs from her quarantine-released album Folklore and discussing some of the meaning and inspirations behind the tunes. Of note, while the documentary does edit some of the record's strongest four-letter words, there is still some profanity throughout. You can explore Folklore: The Long Pond Studio Sessions for yourself, as it's now streaming exclusively on Disney+. That's going to do it for the news this week, so let's get to this week's Twitter poll where I said, this week we've celebrated a lot of Disney animation anniversaries. Of the following options, which is your favorite? Your choices were Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, Tangled, or Moana. In last place was Moana with only 12% of the votes, followed by Aladdin with 23% of the votes. Tangled got 30% of the votes, but the winner is Beauty and the Beast with 35% of the votes. That's definitely my favorite among them as well. Do you agree with these results? Cast your vote in the Twitter poll every week by following Disney CTC on Twitter. That's Dizney CTC on Twitter. And folks, if you missed this past Wednesday's episode of DCTC, be sure and check it out as we kicked off this year's holiday episodes discussing the holiday storytellers in Epcot. And this upcoming Wednesday, I speak with an author of a new and sincerely fantastic book all about the holidays in the Disney parks. The easiest way to make sure you don't miss any of the magic is by subscribing to Disney Coast to Coast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Wherever you search, don't forget, it's Disney with a Z, Coast to Coast. And folks, don't forget that you can now order the Disney Coast to Coast 2021 wall or desktop calendar. 20% of the profits from all calendars ordered through the end of 2020 will go to the cast member pantry, helping out-of-work Disney cast members. So it's a win-win-win. You get a great gift for yourself, you allow this podcast to release more free episodes, and you're supporting the cast member pantry. Head to DisneyCoastToCoast.com or click on the link in this episode's description to order yours now. And to support DCTC even more while gaining bonuses, head to patreon.com/DisneyCTC. That's patreon.com/DIZNEYCTC. Other than that, folks, have a magical day. Bye!
Thanks for listening to Disney Coast to Coast. Have a magical day.
Disney Coast to Coast is produced and hosted by Jeff DePauli. Learn more about the podcast and become a supporter at DisneyCoastToCoast.com. This podcast is part of the DePodcast Network. Learn more about this show, plus find more quality and entertaining podcasts at DePodcastNetwork.com. That's DEPodcastNetwork.com.